Sales leaders eventually learn something the hard way. Underperformance rarely comes from laziness, disinterest, or lack of desire. Most of the time, it comes from patterns, predictable, repeatable behavioral patterns that show up across teams, territories, and industries. And here's the good news. Patterns can be changed. I'm Grant, and this is the Psychology of Sales from Uncommon Sense Lab, where we take real workplace psychology and apply it to the way sellers actually behave. After years of leading teams and reviewing pipeline after pipeline, I noticed something. The same patterns kept showing up. Different reps, different territories. Same behaviors that lifted performance, and the same ones that dragged it down. Today, I want to walk you through 8 of them, not to blame reps, but to help leaders recognize what's really driving performance and what to do next. First up, Pattern 1, the whale fantasy, forecast illusion. Every leader has seen it, the deal that's been 2 weeks out for 8 straight months. The story changes, but the deal never moves. It's the same pattern every time. Emotional attachment starts replacing objective progress. And now, the rep is forecasting hope, not evidence. Leaders who break this pattern don't shame the rep. They shift the conversation from stories to signals. They say, let's look at who owns the problem and who decides to fix it. Because great reps don't bet the forecast on feelings, they forecast based on verifiable market signals. And leaders can teach that without killing optimism. Next, Pattern 2, talking to people who can say no, but can't say yes. A rep spends months with someone kind, responsive, and engaged, the perfect pen pal, but with no real understanding of the problem, and no authority to fix it. Psychology calls this false influence, mistaking positive interaction for actual authority. It feels like progress because the conversations are good, but the deal stays still. Positive vibes, zero movement. That's the cost of false influence. As a leader, listen for the clues like, they really like us. They said they're bringing it to their boss. Or, they asked for one more deck. None of those indicate real traction. They signal relationship building, not advancement. The fix is simple. Normalize upward movement and multi-threading. Coach the clarifying questions early and often. Who signs this? Who owns the budget? Whose metrics does this impact? Getting to authority isn't rude. It respects everyone's time. Authority isn't rude. Authority is clarity. Let's keep going. Pattern 3. Selling to buyers who aren't ready. Timeline blindness. Some reps can't tell a warm conversation from a real buying window. They treat interest as intent and spend months trying to manufacture urgency with people who don't have the problem yet. This is timeline blindness. Leaders fix it by teaching readiness signals, not enthusiasm. Coach reps to use tools like AI to spot real change. New projects, new executives, new pressure, new risk, new spending. And just as important, model the professional pullback, the move that saves time and protects pipeline. Teach reps to say, not now. Here's what I need to see, and here's when I'll re-engage. The best reps don't push harder, they redirect faster. Next up, Pattern 4, avoidance behavior, disguised as productivity. Avoidance is a psychological protection mechanism, and in sales, it looks deceptively responsible. Reps reorganizing their CRM because it feels productive. Reps getting ready to reach out long after they're already ready. Reps rewriting the same message instead of sending it. Reps choosing email because it feels safer than being told no. This isn't incompetence. It's avoidance dressed up as effort. Leaders break the pattern by making the first step easier to take. One message, one call, one outreach tied to one real change inside an account. Not heroics, momentum. Pattern 5. No process, no predictability. Some reps change their approach every week. New plan, new spreadsheet, new system, no continuity. The psychology behind this is simple. Without routine, the brain defaults to emotion. And emotion rarely chooses the hard but necessary task. Top performers have systems, because systems remove decision fatigue and creates consistency. Leaders help by making consistency easier, one small anchor at a time. A daily check-in, a short block of focused work, A simple list that guides the next step. Underperforming reps don't need a perfect process. They need a dependable one. Pattern 6. Treating quota as a goal instead of a baseline. Average reps see quota as something they'll try to hit, a hopeful target rather than a required outcome. Top performers treat quota as baseline, the minimum result of a consistent system. This is identity-driven behavior. People act in alignment with who they believe themselves to be. Leaders can shift this by reframing quota, not as a target to chase, but as the point where consistency starts. You're not asking reps to do more. You're helping them build enough predictability that hitting quota feels stable, and everything above it comes from lowered friction, not added effort. That single shift changes identity, expectations, and effort. You're not pushing pressure. You're removing psychological friction. Up next is Pattern 7, social contagion. The group shapes performance more than motivation ever will. One of the strongest findings in behavioral science is this: people match the behavior of the group around them. In sales, that effect is enormous. If reps spend their time around colleagues who justify low activity, blame the market, avoid accountability, performance drops. Not because reps change, but because the environment does. But when they spend time around reps who break down wins together, share what actually worked, ask sharper questions, and normalize ambition, performance rises every time. Finally, Pattern 8. Depending on personal relationships instead of value. Many reps believe likability is the shortcut, and it's not wrong. Being likable helps open doors, but big deals close because of value alignment, not casual rapport. The psychology behind this is called instrumental trust. Trust built on competence, clarity, and demonstrated understanding of the buyer's pressures. As a leader, you can redirect reps gently by asking, "What problem are we solving? What business pressure are we solving? Why does this matter right now?" Friendship might earn meetings. Value earns signatures. Instrumental trust. Trust built on competence, clarity, and demonstrated understanding of the buyer's pressures. All right, here's the reframe. Underperformance follows patterns, not personality. Once you see the pattern, you can change it. This is the Psychology of Sales series from Uncommon Sense Lab, where we're helping leaders see what really shapes performance, so they can lead with clarity. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.